Hey, good afternoon. This is Wilfredo bringing you the word of the day. Um, Today we're going to talk about the eye. I was looking at the passage where Jacob um, worked for Rachel 7 years. Um, he was sent by his mother because his brother wanted to kill him, and she says, just go to my family for a few days. And 7 years had passed. Now Jacob was he wanted to marry Rachel, one of his family members, and and his I think it was his uncle, um, cheated him. Instead of giving him the right wife, actually gave him the older sister first, and it made him work another 7 years. But before he worked the other 7 years, for the first 7 years, he worked, and the Bible says it seemed to Jacob not but about days. Probably it was like a week in the eyes of Jacob. So there's something there's something to the eyes. There's something to the eyes. Um, there's something powerful with the eyes. So it says Genesis 29:20. So Jacob worked 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed like only a few days to him because of his love for her. If you look up the word "seen" in the Hebrew, they use this word "haya," haya, haya, which is, scholars think it's where the name of God derives from, and it is something that happens. But I was looking into it, and there's another one that it has three letters in the same order, without the yod, the little looks like an apostrophe, which means arm, like the arm of the Lord, and then just the three letters, and then I think it's Abbas or Habas, and that seems to be it all conveys the idea of making something to happen, manifesting something to happen. So it seems like Jacob had knowledge of what the eye does, because he even had this where he was taught by an angel to put like reeds, spotted reeds, and then and make the sheep mate with the spotted reeds. And then when they saw and they were mating, they conceived spotted sheep, and that was his salary. Laban was really happy because he didn't know about the power of the eye, and he didn't know what Jacob had in mind. So he agreed to it and separated all the spotted sheep from his flock, and that was going to be Jacob's payment. And Jacob comes out with this thing where he gets the best spotted sheep and ends up making a fortune from all the labor that his uncle made him work for his wives. So Genesis 29 says, when Laban heard the news about his sister's son Jacob, he ran to meet him, hugged him, and kissed him. Then he took him to his house, and Jacob told him all that happened. Laban said to him, yes, you are my own flesh and blood. After Jacob had stayed with him a month, Laban said to him, just because you are my relative, you should work for me for nothing. Tell me what your wishes should be. Now Laban had two daughters. The older was named Leah, and the younger was named Rachel. Leah had tender eyes, but Rachel was shapely and beautiful. Jacob loved Rachel, so he answered Laban, I will work for you 7 years for your younger daughter Rachel. Laban replied, better than I give her to you than to some other man. Stay with me. So Jacob worked 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed like only a few days to him because of his love for her. So it's almost like um, he was bending time or making it short through the eyes, because he had a love for Rachel. He had a love for Rachel. So um, there's a theory, in scientific theory, they call it the quantum experiment, and I believe it goes something like, where they observe a particle of a light particle, and when they're observing it, it behaves as a particle, and when they're not observing it, it behaves as a wave. The duality of the particle, and this is where a whole group of people that believe in manifesting have sort of attached that to the arsenal of belief, and there was even a book that was made famous by an Australian lady. She called it The Secret, where pretty much what you see in your mind's eye, it's you can manifest. That's the whole idea of that secret. Pretty much you can see something happening, and throughout the Bible, I mean, there's something about seeing it before achieving it. Today I was reading a Genesis, Exodus, and I was reading how God tells Pharaoh, I'm gonna send the plagues. It says right there, to your heart, and then to your people, to Egypt. So God works with the imagination. We saw in yesterday's video how you can pray in your mind and God will hear it. I wanted to show about how you can pray with groanings, and God will hear you. Groanings mean there's no words in groanings. It's just you groaning, and then God hears that. He heard it from Israel. In the Romans, is that the Holy Spirit helps us praying in unspeakable groanings. So God is involved with the mind. Jesus said, if you, when he was teaching about the law of God, it says, if you don't do it physically, but you do it in your mind, it's like you already did it. That's how powerful the mind is. And Jesus says, when you ask for something, believe. I mean, means you accept that you already have it, and it's yours. And it's yours. That's how powerful the mind is, and it all has to do with the eye, the ability to see it, get that vision of you achieving it. If you can't see it in your mind, if you don't see it in your mind, inside your thinking, most likely you're not gonna experience it physically. You're not gonna live it. If it's too hard for you inside in your thought, then you're not gonna probably see it. On the other hand, sometimes we think we can do something in our minds, and then we actually try to live to do it in the physical, and then we fail, and then so that's there's a what would say there's something where we thought we could do it, but we can actually physically carry on. There's that too as well. But ultimately, if you cannot see it in your eyes, in your mind's eye, you probably won't see it in your physical. So God deals with that. And this passage, that word "seen," sometimes they use eyes. In his eyes, they were nothing but days. That has to do with even the word of the name of Jehovah, the name of God Himself. It has to be. It has to do with that. The scholars believe that that Haya has to do with the name of God, Jehovah, and because Jehovah is actually I am. I am is the manifestation. That's what Jesus is. Jesus is. There's no joke. If Jesus says you can do it, he is. He is. He can. You can do it. So that's why you want to fill yourself with Jesus, and look at Him. Peter looked at Him and walked into the water, on the water. As soon as his eyes move away from Jesus, he started looking at the waves and storm. He drowned because it's the eyes are play an important part. That's what the word of the day is. Your eyes, minds do matter. Look at Jesus. Don't get your eyes away from Jesus. Look at Him and abide in Him. That's the message for today. God bless you. Have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.